All right, so here's a setup for a 2009 Cadillac fan relay kit or fan relay system. This is all basically found on a fuse block for the new body style. I want to say like '07 and up. This happens to be 2009 Cadillac with the 6.2 engine in it. I know Chevy, I haven't really gone through and seen if it's, crosses to any other vehicles, but I know that on the bigger platforms, they kind of keep a lot of things the same. So there's a wiring schematic if you wanted to make your own relay kit. Very simple to do. And then this is your original fan relay assembly, and this can be found on the first generation electric fan setups. And what it is right next to the fuse block, there's like a satellite relay kit right next to the fuse block. And you undo that, and essentially you're going to get like the turn signals, the windshield wiper, the ABS, or not ABS, I apologize, the airbag sensors that are on the front. It's a whole wiring kit that comes off of the front of the vehicle. And once you get that, then you just tear all that stuff out of there. They're not tied together as far as the fan relay and the other wires. They're not even wired together. They're just taped together, bundled all together, and then you have that split loom that makes it look like they're all one piece, but you can undo them and just get the relay kit to operate your fans. If you go to your junkyard, you could probably get it. I got one for like 20 bucks. People aren't really looking for that at the junkyard, so when you show up at a junkyard, you say, look, I want this. They're probably not going to want a whole lot for it. So moving over to this here. This is what I did to operate my fans on high. Actually, to operate them fan low and fan high at the same time with a pressure switch. So what we want to do is, this setup here is basically this guy right here, okay? So we're just going to make it a little simpler, get rid of that relay kit. And so what we got here is we got the computer, okay? And it's putting high and low. And then we've got the fan relay center, okay? You're going to put 12 volts in ground. Those are easy to figure out. And then this is the high and the low. So basically, it's looking for a ground from the computer. So whatever the computer says the ground should be, it'll operate the fan 1 or fan 2. Now, you need to put in a pressure switch. So here's the three things we need. We need a pressure switch, we need the fan relay kit, and obviously your computer. And then you need two relays. So here's, these two relays are drawn here. And you don't have to even label these or anything, you just have to know what they do. So the computer cannot see the pressure switch grounding either one of these two, because if it knows that it's being grounded for the fans, it's going to say, hey, look, it's going to throw a code. It's going to say there's a ground created here, it's not supposed to be there, and it's going to set off a trouble code. Now, if you're not using something like with a check engine light or anything like that, this really doesn't apply to you. You can just hook up a ground and just run it to one of these and just let it operate. But for those of you that have something that's emission friendly and you've got your trouble light on the dash, this is what you want so that you do not start setting off trouble codes. The pressure switch, it's very simple. You just got to get to the high side on your AC system and you screw that on. It's a fan cycling switch. One side of it, you just go straight to ground. The other side, okay, you're going to run a ground to pin 85, okay, on both relays. And also to pin 87 on both relays. You're going to get a 12 volt fused supply going to pin 86 on both relays, all right? And what's going to happen is, if your AC system is off, you're not going to create a ground here. You're not going to operate these relays, these coils, okay? So let's just run this through real quick. This is at rest, just the engine running with no AC. So let's say you run it for a little bit. Low speed's gonna say, hey, I need low speed. It's gonna run this way, okay? It's gonna come over here to pin 87 alpha. That's your normally closed. And then it's gonna go from there, it's gonna go to pin 30. And from pin 30, it's gonna jump all the way over here and it's gonna go over to the low side on your fan relay center, okay? Still AC's off. Now, let's say you're at a stoplight and the engine's getting, a little bit of a warm day and it's getting hot enough to need high speed. It's gonna stop the low speed signal, the ground signal. It's gonna drop it over to high speed. Your high speed's gonna send it over this way. It's gonna jump over here. It's gonna go this way here. Again, it's gonna go to 87 alpha on fan 2. From this pin, it's gonna jump over because nothing else is, these relays are at rest. It's gonna go from the normally closed switch to the common terminal and it's gonna feed to pin 30. It's gonna go over here to high. So now let's just say that you decide to turn on the AC. Realistically, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna run your AC and you can have different pressure switches for fan cycling. This is just going to operate a ground. It's just going to create a signal for the fan, for these two fan relays to kick in. And basically what it's doing is it's hiding the fact that you're grounding this guy from the PCM. Because again, if the PCM finds out that you've got a ground happening here, you're going to set off that trouble code. So once this guy says, hey, there's a path to ground right here, internally it's gonna make the close, the switch. Now what happens is, since you've got 12 volts going to pins 86 on both fans, this is how you're gonna drop both of these relays to come on and bring on high cooling across that condenser to create some, to get rid of the heat for your air conditioner. This is independent of the computer. Again, 12 volts to pins 86, and then this pressure switch here is going to create a ground, okay? And it's going to operate the coils on both of these, okay? But it's also going to feed a ground to 87. So once that happens, then the common here, the common to normally closed, it changes from that, and that arrow now becomes from common to normally open because it's operating that switch. It's going this way. Every time, from 30 to 87A at rest to 30 to 87 whenever this coil right here is deciding to come on. So what happens there, okay, is you've created a ground path to go through pins 87, okay? Now remember, you've got it going straight across. Now you're going down to pin 30 and it's gonna shoot over here. It's gonna initiate high. At the same time, okay, 87, remember both these 87s are going to shoot across to their 30s, okay? Now, this one from 30 to 87A is going to go 30 to 87, so basically it's a gate, okay? It's going to go this way. They're like little valves for some of you that don't know electricity that well, but essentially it's just a switch, it's a contact. So, looks like my battery just died there, or is dying, so I'll get through this quick here. So now what happens is all this ground is going to operate, through switches 87 over to 30, and it's going to come down here to your fan relay center and kick in both high and low speed fan. Again, that's going to give you your fans on high speed and 12 volts to both cooling fans on the electric fans there, and you're going to get the most possible airflow across that condenser. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Sorry it was such a long video, but I hope this helps out because I know there's some of you out there that are struggling with this. So if you have any questions, just reach out to me. Talk to you guys later.